Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I want to talk about GameStop. GameStop stock last night had a devastating plummet of another 40%. GameStop had dropped all day yesterday, and it dropped again last night. It's now down from $300 and $400 a share down to $131. I'm going to talk about GameStop. I'm also going to talk about Robinhood's role in the destruction of GameStop. I think this is all a problem. And on top of that, I was flagged this morning as a persistent day trader. So now Robinhood is acting like Facebook. They're flagging people and throwing surprises in your email inbox that restrict your activity. So we're going to talk about GameStop stock, Robinhood, and everything else that's going on the Black Financial Channel. So hit the thumbs up button, share button, subscribe button. We're going to get started right now. Good morning, guys. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. So GameStop stock has, I think the party might be over. GameStop got body slammed last night. As of this morning, GameStop is down to $131 a share. I'm going to look here on my other screen to see. Ironically, I'm going to just go ahead and open my Robinhood app because I still have my account with Robinhood, but I'm going to reduce my investment in Robinhood. Yeah, GameStop is dropped even further since I started this video. It's now at $125 a share. That makes a total decline. I don't know what the percentage is. It's not showing me the percentage, but it's saying that it dropped $99 last night. Just last night, it dropped 43.87%, and it's dropping. It had already dropped a ton already earlier in the day. So basically, it's going to be a mess, and apparently this stock is on its way out. Now, Copycat Receipt says, "Do you follow Wall Street on Reddit, boys? They said hold AMC till Thursday." I'm not going to mess with AMC, and unfortunately, what is happening really is, um, you know, it's a pump and dump, right? This is not people that want to take ownership of the company so they can be long term investors and do great things with the shares. It's people that want to make a fast dollar at the expense of other people who are stupid enough to get into the stock later in the game. I don't want to say stupid, but misguided, uninformed, showing up to the party late. As soon as you show up to the party and you pay, $200 to get in, they turn the lights out and go home because they were selling tickets the whole night. So basically, they're selling tickets to the party, and people who buy in late are going to be the ones who end up losing money at the expense of people that are doing the pump and dump. So I'm not, the Wall Street bets forum is fine. I don't have any issue with them at all. I have more issues with Robinhood and what they did with the stock, but I just encourage you to be very careful when dealing with any of this. So here's the deal: Robinhood is, it's hard not to see them as a culprit in the destruction of GameStop stock. They restricted the trading of the shares in a way that can only push the price down. There's no way I can imagine the price going up when you're basically telling people that they can't buy they can't buy call options, they can't buy stock. It's the craziest thing in the world. So the stock inevitably dropped. I told you guys this 3 days ago. I said, do not be very careful about participating in any of this because this stock is. It looks like this stock is going to be a sucker stock. The bubble's going to pop. Cinderella's carriage is going to turn into a pumpkin, and bad things are going to happen. And now it looks like the carriage is turning into a pumpkin, and it's just a mess. And Robinhood is run around now. They're trying to give this little silly story like, oh, well, the reason that we had to restrict trading in a way that no other firm is doing anywhere that I know of. The reason we had to restrict trading is because we have margin requirements to pay, and the clearinghouse told us that we had to send them $3 billion or else, or they were going to come break our legs and beat up our mamas and bad thing, and it's like, yeah, okay, well, other firms have these requirements. Other firms deal with margin just like you do. So what's the difference between you and them? Like, why is it that you are, the one who says we've got to do something that no one else is doing and restrict people's rights to trade because we can't handle our business? Nobody signs up for a brokerage ready to solve your problems. Nobody is signing up saying, oh, well, okay, well, since you had to make the margin call, I'll take a loss because you have to make a margin call. Sure, yeah, my investment, I don't mind my investment plummeting by 40% so you can make a margin call. Hey, no, that's stupid. That's crazy. So Robinhood needs to get off of that. They need to get off of that right now. Just get off of that. It doesn't mean that they're lying. Maybe that's true. So it either says that you are corrupt or it says that you are unstable. One or the other. Either you are corrupt and you are making shady deals behind the scenes with Citadel, Citadel who pays your bills, who put money into Melvin Capital, which is not inconceivable. So either you are shady or you ain't ready. Either way, either you shady or you ain't ready. You ain't ready to be the trader, the broker that you claim to be. Because Robinhood was prepared. They were fully prepared and fully happy to be the boss, when they didn't have to pay the cost to be the boss. They say you have to pay the cost to be the boss. Well, and heavy is the head that wears the crown and all this other stuff. So you were okay with being worth $20 billion when it was easy. But now that it's hard, suddenly you've got to make your investors pay because you can't handle your business. So I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. And I'm really disappointed that Elon Musk actually went along with this BS. Elon's a smart dude. I would bet every nickel in my bank account that Elon Musk knows that that's a bunch of BS. The fact that Elon had Vlad on Clubhouse and they did this big thing on Clubhouse where Vlad was allowed to explain his way out of this nonsense, that made me disappointed in Elon. That told me right there the fix was in. Like, okay, who is it that made the deal for you? I mean, these things don't randomly happen. There's somebody behind the scenes that orchestrated this as a PR stunt, as a bunch of nonsense. So basically, here's my conclusion. This is Dr. Boyce and Uncle Boyce. They're both in the building today. Both Dr. Boyce and Uncle Boyce are here, and they want to give you a quick breakdown of what's going on with GameStop. Before I do that, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. And if you want to learn how to invest the right way, where you're not going to get sucker punched by the billionaires, feel free to go to firstsharestock.com. You can actually not just learn how to buy your first share stock, and even if you have already bought your first share, we can start giving you some free training in the Black Business School to get you started. You can get on our email list, and I'll be your best friend. And I have a PhD in this stuff, so I know what I'm talking about. So feel free to sign up, and also please hit the thumbs up button. So here's the breakdown. Here's Doctor. I'm gonna give you the Dr. Boyce breakdown, then I'm gonna give you the Uncle Boyce breakdown. The Dr. Boyce breakdown is this: Robinhood got caught doing something that appears to be unethical. They're going to be paying the price for this for many years to come. Their company's valuation is going to tank. Millions of people are going to walk away from their Robinhood accounts, including myself. I'm not going to kill my Robinhood account altogether, but I am going to move a chunk of my assets to other platforms that are not going to send me stupid emails like the one I got in my inbox. You've been flagged as a persistent day trader. Well, first of all, I'm not a day trader, you idiot. I do trade stocks during the day, but I'm not constantly flipping stocks. So the bar that's required to become a day trader is incredibly low. I don't have the email in front of me, but I read it and I said, "Are you kidding me? I've never gotten an email like this from any other broker that I've ever worked with in my life." Right. So I need to get out of Robinhood because they're acting a little bit like Facebook. Facebook will send you these stupid random notifications like out of the blue, like this post that you put up 8 years ago violates our terms of service in some ambiguous way that we're not going to explain to you because we're Facebook and we don't owe anybody an explanation, but we are deleting your page because we just decided that, you violated our terms of service. We're not going to respond to any emails. We're not going to tell you what you did. We're not going to give you a chance to get your page back. We're just going to say, screw you, because we can do that. Right. That's so Robinhood's acting a little bit like Facebook, and that pisses me off because that undermines your freedom to operate and to live your life and do business and do what you're gonna do. The next thing, should we? Realism asks, should we all buy the dip in AMC? Man, I wouldn't be. I ain't touching AMC. So don't even bring up AMC. I like AMC. If I bought AMC, you know why I'd buy AMC? I would buy AMC because I believe that at some point we're not going to wake up all thinking that we're going to die. At some point we're going to wake up and we're not going to turn on the TV and see Dr. Fauci telling us that if you walk on your front porch, somebody's going to come in and put a bullet in your brain and in your life, like that this virus is going to kill everyone tomorrow. Like I think at some point we're going to wake up and we're going to live our lives and we're going to go out and head to the movies and feel safe and not feel like we're going to die because we decided to go and get some movie theater popcorn, right? So that's what I believe. That's why I like AMC to some extent. I don't like the price. The price is way too high. AMC ain't worth 14, 12, $10 a share. It ain't. They're not. Whatever price they're pumping it up to. Again, that's another pump and dump. Don't be a sucker, man. I mean, if you want to jump in, cool. Just know that ain't investing. That's gambling, buddy. That's gambling. AMC is not worth $10 a share. AMC is not worth $12 a share. I don't know what AMC is worth. What the price is right now in the market. Let me look. Give me a yes in the chat. Make sure you can still hear me. Type yes if you can still hear me. I'm gonna look up AMC stock right now. AMC is trading at $10 a share approximately. It's jumping back and forth between $9.57 and $10 ish. And it dropped. And AMC took a big plunge last night. It went down uh about 27%. So AMC also got murdered in the middle of the night by Robinhood, and and it's up 100% over the past week. It was hovering at the $4 a share mark, and now somebody magically decided that company's worth twice its original value. I'm happy for AMC because of this little Robinhood burst. I'm happy for the company because they were smart. They said, "Oh well, okay, we're gonna go get paid while the getting's good. Let's go ahead and issue some shares and get some money up in here." And so they made $1 billion from the suckers that were willing to pay $10 a share, and now they can operate throughout COVID. They're going to survive the pandemic, if I'm not mistaken, because they were able to raise money in this crazy environment that we're in right now. Good for AMC. Way to go. Very intelligent. So in AMC, I like AMC. Like I like going to the movies. How many of you have attended gone to a movie at an AMC theater? Give me a yes or no. I love AMC theaters, right? There's a nostalgia about going to the movies. We have a big screen TV down in the basement. It's 70 inches, and we were watching Star Trek Discovery last night. I like to cuddle with my baby and watch Star Trek. Yes, we are a couple of geeks. I mean, we're both PhD professors, so like real PhDs, not those fake PhDs you get, in a 6-week program on the internet. Like we went through the real torture of a PhD program. So we're both nerds. My wife to be and I are the epitome of nerds, and we love Star Trek. And so we were watching Star Trek Discovery on the 70-inch TV downstairs, and it was amazing. But there's nothing like going to the movies. There's nothing like going to an AMC movie theater and sitting down with your popcorn in the bucket seats and enjoying a good movie with my baby. So that's actually something I look forward to getting back to. But speaking of getting back to things, so the Dr. Boyce breakdown on GameStop is the stock is gonna keep dropping. I will be stunned if GameStop just magically recovers and goes back to 300 and something. I don't see the market mechanisms that would even support that sort of activity. I don't know where, I don't know which Jesus is going to give you the market forces necessary to push that stock back up to those crazy prices it was trading at before. Because even $125 a share, which is about where it is right now, even that's a crazy price. Even that's a crazy price. And I'm just hoping that they can hold on to the crazy prices long enough for my 1 to 13 buy-in to not get completely crushed. Although I did buy put options to protect myself against downside risk, so I got some insurance in place. So don't worry about Dr. Boyce. He's good. He knows how to take care of his money. So what I did was I actually saw what was going on with the stock. I bought in at 113. I immediately sold options since everybody was buying them and option prices had gone crazy. I don't buy options. I tend to sell them. And I made a killing. I made an absolute killing. And then the stock triples. And then I'm like, wow, look at how much more money I would have made if I'd held onto the stock. But then at the same time, I'm not greedy. I'm not a greedy investor. I just want to make my money. I don't need to make all the money. I just want to make some of the money. I don't need everybody's money. I just want my piece. I don't want to make as much money as I could have made. I want to make more money than I had and then protect myself against losing the money that I made. So what I did was I bought some put options. Well, thank God for put options, because now the put options are kicking in, and that's what's protecting me from the possibility that this GameStop stock could drop back down to 20, 25, 30, $35. Like this stock is worth about $20. Maybe on a good day, on a sunny day, GameStop is worth $20. Right. If Warren Buffett becomes the CEO, it's worth $22. But GameStop is not a $300 a share stock. It is a gamble. It is a pure speculation. Even Bitcoin can justify its value better than GameStop could at that high price level. So GameStop is probably going to keep dropping. AMC is going to eventually turn into a pumpkin. Even silver, the Robinhood guys, they're feeling all empowered and stuff now. Not Robin, I'm sorry, the Reddit Wall Street bets. They're starting to feel a little bit empowered. So they're like, oh, hey, dude, let's go and take over the silver market. Well, good luck with that, homie, because the silver market is worth about $1.5 trillion. Now, I don't know how much money. I don't pretend to know how much money the guys have on the Wall Street bets forum. Maybe they're all trillionaires in disguise, but from what I understood, a lot of them are 23-year-olds who are caught up in the frenzy, who are riding the wave, following the crowd, and they don't have $1.5 trillion between them to control a market that big, or even $0.1 trillion, even $100 billion, which is a tiny fraction of that whole market. I just don't see how they're going to really move the silver market. And also, here's the other thing too. I've also heard speculation that this whole idea that the Robinhood or the Reddit investors, I keep getting them mixed up, the Reddit investors on Wall Street bets are trying to take over the silver market. I've heard that that's even kind of a false flag, that that's a little bit of a hoax, that that's actually the billionaires pretending to be grassroots to push the silver price up. I don't know if that's true or not, but there are many examples all throughout political history of big players pretending to be a grassroots movement. Go look at things like Black Lives Matter. George Soros was the moving hand behind that, but they made it appear to be grassroots. Like, oh no, it was some lady in the hood who decided that she was tired of police brutality, so she created Black Lives Matter. Yeah, good luck with that story. That's a bunch of nonsense. That's BS. That's why Black Lives Matter has collected over $1 billion, and don't nobody know where that money went. Well, I'll tell you where the money went. A bunch of that money probably went to get Joe Biden into office. It went to the Democratic Party. No disrespect, but that's what it is, right? So there are many. The same thing on the right. The right does the same thing. The Tea Party. There was a big movement called the Tea Party that everybody thought, oh, this is some grassroots movement where people just got fed up and they wanted to stick it to the man. No, there were billionaires that were funding the movement. And I know these things happen because I actually had a guy, a rich white guy, approach me. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. He approached me about about him funding a grassroots movement, and I would be lifted up as the leader. And I said, you better get up out of my face. I'm not participating in none of that. But this is the thing that people do. These things happen. And they do it even when there's very little money on the line. So they're going to do it when there's money on the line. You see, Wall Street hedge funds and Wall Street mutual fund managers and the billionaires on Wall Street, they're pretty cold and calculated. They're not so caught up in the emotionality of what's occurring. They're not sitting around saying, "Oh man, this is so sad. This hurts my feelings," or "Oh, I'm so mad at this guy or that guy." They just say, "Okay, let me take the temperature. Let me adjust." The number one rule for survival is the ability to evolve and adjust. If you can't evolve and adjust, then you will die. That is true according to survival of the fittest, and is also true just in general. So whether you're talking about trying to win a Super Bowl or trying to just stay alive in the middle of the Vietnam War, the ability to evolve and adjust is the critical key to your survival. So let me tell you what Wall Street's doing right now, because I'm reading what they're talking about on Wall Street Bets on Reddit, and I'm also reading what the rich guys, the billionaires, are doing. The billionaires are adjusting like crazy right now. The billionaires are like, okay, so the world is changing. All right, so the first thing that's happening here is that when we go into big short positions and we announce that, they're gonna come after us. So we're gonna remember what the Chinese say. The Chinese have a saying. My students, when I taught a class in China, my students told me the saying. They said, "The fattest pig always gets slaughtered." The translation is that the loud person in the room is going to draw way too much attention. Gangsters know this. That's why Lil Wayne told y'all the G's move in silence. Or remember the movie American Gangster, where Frank Lucas was really mad because he got this big furry coat with a big furry hat, and he went to the Frazier Ali fight, and that's when the feds started following him, because they're like, "Who's that Negro with the furry coat and the furry hat? He must be a big shot." Well, basically, what Wall Street hedge fund managers are saying is, let's not be so loud about what we're doing. Billionaire Michael Roberts, who came on this channel, said something very profound. He said, "Rich people are loud." He said, "Wealthy people whisper." Wealthy people whisper. And so if you want to think about rich people being loud, just think about your favorite rapper. The goal is to be loud. I'm going to have diamonds all over my body. tattoos up and down from head to toe. I'm going to be the loudest in the room. I'm going to have jewelry in my teeth so that when I smile, when I'm cheesing, you're going to see me shining. I'm going to drive the fanciest car. I'm going to live in the biggest house. And I'm going to scream out loud on every album about not just how much money I made, but how many people I killed because I'm trying to sell records, even though the feds are watching my every move. And next thing you know, I end up getting 30 years in federal prison because I literally snitched on myself because I'm clout chasing, right? That's what stupid people do. That's what newly rich people do. But people that really want to be strategic understand the importance of keeping some things to yourself. So the hedge fund managers, they didn't become billionaires for nothing. They're very strategic. So they're basically saying, okay, so when we do our short moves, we got to spread it out a little bit. We got to be a little quiet. And also, we got to go study these online forums. There are now services, multi-million dollar services now being sold to hedge fund managers that guess what they do? Guess what they do? These new services that are making money hand over fist, they literally track online forums now. They've literally gone to the hedge fund managers and said, okay, we've got software that can allow you to keep track of how often certain stocks are mentioned on the internet. And so this can be used to your advantage where you can either buy the stocks ahead of the curve and make money as they do the pump and dumps, or you can at least know when you might be a target so they don't come in here and get gangster on you and try to take your money. This was a you know what this was this was the epitome of a Robinhood moment in my view, because basically what the Wall Street bets guys did was they just went up and robbed the biggest dope dealer in the hood in broad daylight. That's what they did. They literally this was a heist. This is a jack move. As if you old school, you know what I'm talking about. A jack move is basically when you go up and you pull a gun to their head and you catch them while they're riding by in their Mercedes and you take them for all their money, all their jewels, all their cash or whatever. And nobody's going to complain when you rob a wealthy dope dealer. But that's what this was. They literally just pulled off a heist. Now, you know, on one hand, you kind of cheer, right? You're like, yeah, that's right. I'm getting tired of Big Worm coming through the neighborhood, bullying everybody, taking all the money, and Debo's behind him, and he took my bike last week, right? People cheer for that, right? People cheer for that stuff. But then there's a point where you have to say, okay, what's in it for you, and how are you carrying yourself now that you're the king of the hood? Like, what is your motivation? Are you doing this for the hood, or are you partly doing this for yourself? I think with Wall Street bets, they're a little bit of both. They're partly doing it for the hood. I'm really happy that a lot of these people that are in these forums are making money because a lot of them are not millionaires. And I'm happy when a 25-year-old gets a chance to have some money. I just hope they don't gamble it all away. But then another part of that, if you look at the language on Wall Street bets, a lot of the language, if they're saying things like, okay, everybody, we're going to all hold AMC till Thursday. Well, that's a pump and dump, man. There's no other way to describe that other than to say that that's a pump and dump. They're saying we're going to hold that stock, and all the people that jump in and start buying AMC at $10, $12 a share because we pumped the price up and given the false impression that this is the real market value, we're going to leave those people holding the bag. And what I'm trying to say at the end of the day is that this is a zero sum game. That when one person makes money, somebody's losing money. So the question you must always ask yourself, if you care about people, if you don't care about people, then then maybe this is not the right conversation for you. But if you care about people, and you see somebody says, "Hey, awesome dude, I made $1 million," you got to ask yourself, well, who lost that million? If the hedge fund loses the million, then who cares? Hedge funds have too much money anyway. But if that million was spread out amongst 10,000 23-year-olds who thought they were getting in on something special, I don't really like that so much. That doesn't make me feel good. Okay, so with that said, that's Dr. Boyce advice, the Uncle Boyce advice. By the way, if before we move on, hit the thumbs up button. If you could take 1 second, everybody, please hit the thumbs up button, and also hit that notification bell and subscribe button because we're building Black-owned media, and we really need your help. And it's Black History Month, so if there's any time to build Black stuff, like this would be the great time to do it. Also, I actually have, if you go to the drboycemethod.com, I actually put together this really great training on an 11-step method I use to literally personally, this is the method I personally use to select stocks from my portfolio. So if you want to go deeper and want to learn more, just go to the drboycemethod.com. There's a lot of good stuff there. I actually I'm getting a patent on that. Like, it's a great method. So feel free to take a look. So here's the Uncle Boyce advice. Uh, so Ola Sumbo said, when you said pump and dump, my girl started giggling. Oh, well, I'm gonna leave that between you and your girl. That sounds kind of kinky right there, but that's all right. I'm happy for you, partner. All right. So, okay. So speaking of the pump and dump, um, which actually could have a lot of connotations and go far beyond finance. Wouldn't you agree? Um, here's what Uncle Boyce says about all of this, right? This is not just a financial guy. This is me kind of being like your uncle, your daddy, your older brother, your friend, etc. Is do not forget that a lot of what you're seeing happening right now is not investing. This is gambling, this is trading, this is quick, like I'm gonna fast money. This is fast money, not slow money. This is fleeting money, not stable money. So as you participate in all of this, I encourage you to um, sort of separate the two, to understand that when you're participating with AMC or GameStop or Wall Street bets or the silver market because it's inflated or whatever, that's where you're gambling. That's your gambling money, right? And that should be a very small percentage of your total portfolio. Your investing money, your bulk of your portfolio, should go into some sort of longer term, more stable process that's not going to cause you to lose 40% of your value because Robinhood decided to restrict trading on a particular stock, or because the Wall Street bets guys got bored and decided to go move on to the next target, or because some hedge fund manager did something shady to try to move the stock price overnight. Like, this is where the elephants are kind of moving, and some of us are not elephants, like we're mice, and individually, you got to just kind of stay away from when the elephants are trampling, because I don't want you to get stepped on. Okay, so give me a yes or no in the chat if you understand, if you're willing to receive that. Where I'm just telling you, just as a measure of your own economic safety, be very cautious about participating in all this chaos. I love to talk about it because I think it's very interesting. I love watching these dynamics. It's like I'm a sports fan, right? So this is like watching a football game to me, or a basketball game. But this is not investing. This is trading. This is gambling. This is, fast money. This is chaos. This is not what I teach you guys and talk to you guys about in the Black Business School. So just kind of keep that in mind. And I hope it's taken with the spirit it's intended, because I want you to do well. I want you to make $1 trillion. And it's very easy for me to explain to you how to make $1 million if you take your time. It's very hard for me to explain to you how to make $1 million overnight, because that would involve a lot of risk that I don't think you'd want to take, especially when it might cost you everything. So be smart and make the right moves. And by the way, I have a $5 a day investing plan that you can get access to for free at the allblackagenda.com. We're Black first on this platform. Doesn't mean you have to be Black to be here. A lot of people come in that are not Black. You are welcome to join us. I have no problem with that. But just know, in this space, the Black community comes first, because we got a problem to solve. We got a wealth-related illness that we must cure. We have to do surgery on our own people and our own situations so we can win. That's why we talk about reparations. That's why we talk about building Black-owned businesses. That's why we talk about building strong Black families, which are important institutions that create mechanisms for wealth creation, right? I'm always going to talk about that. But if you're okay with that, and you're not Black and you want to learn, well, hang out, because I'm pretty smart. I can teach you some things. So Uncle Boyce can be your uncle too, even if you ain't Black. So I love all of you. Have a good day. TheAllBlackAgenda.com. That's the URL. Most of the resources there are free or cheap. My homie Ice Cube, his contract with Black America is there. I encourage everybody to read it. Also, there's stuff from my other buddy, Nathaniel Jordan, the Minister of Wealth. His information is there about how to have a healthy immune system, so that when these viruses come around, you're not just running to medication and vaccines. You're actually running toward having a strong immune system, so that these things can't take advantage of you. So we just want you to be strong and successful in every aspect of life, because health is wealth, relationships are wealth, and then of course wealth is wealth. So let's go get that paper. God bless you guys. Have a good day. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Peace.